Today we're counting down the top 10 most wanted classic cars in Europe in 2024. Ready to take a ride back in time? Hop in. Kicking off our list at number 10, the Lamborghini Miura. Now, this isn't just any classic car, it's the car that redefined cool. With its impressive design and mid-engine layout, the Miura was popular from the mid-60s to the late 70s, setting the standard for the modern supercar, especially as it's considered the first supercar. Now, the Miura wasn't just a classic, it was super fast. It had a top speed of 170 miles per hour and packed a 4.0-liter V12 engine, pumping out up to 370 horsepower. The Lamborghini Miura is sought by supercar collectors and luxury car enthusiasts who prize unique Italian design and engineering. It's important to note that only 764 were produced, making it a rare gem in the supercar world. Here's a fun one. The Miura was actually developed as a side project by Lamborghini's young engineers, who worked on it in secret. Now, if that's not a passion, we don't know what the heck is. At number 9, we have a car that was way ahead of its time, the Citroën DS. With its distinctive looks and advanced technology, this car easily became an icon of French innovation. The DS featured a 1.9-liter inline-4 engine, but its real magic was in its hydro-pneumatic suspension, which gave it an incredibly smooth ride. This car would even lift itself to change a tire, no jack needed. It wasn't just built for speed, but also for comfort and style. Not only is the DS a favorite at vintage car shows across Europe, but collectors who admire French engineering and unique designs are drawn to the DS. Fun fact, the DS was nicknamed the Goddess in France, a play on its name and its almost unworldly status. And frankly, with looks like that, it's easy to see why. Oh, and here's another fun one. In 1962, French President Charles de Gaulle survived an assassination attempt while in a DS, thanks to its advanced handling and suspension. This cemented the DS's status as a national treasure and perhaps even as a lifesaver. Coming in at number 8, we have a true British legend, the Aston Martin DB5, known as James Bond's car. The DB5 is the definition of sophistication and style, making everyone feel like a secret agent just sitting in it. And that's no exaggeration. With a 4.0-liter inline-6 engine and 282 horsepower, the DB5 could hit speeds of 145 miles per hour, which was quite a feat in the 1960s. When it starred in Goldfinger, the DB5 became instantly popular, solidifying its place in pop culture. Today, the DB5 is sought after by classic car lovers and luxury enthusiasts. Number 7 goes to the BMW 2002, a car that redefined sport automobiles. Compact, powerful, and incredibly fun to drive, the 2002 is what made BMW the ultimate driving machine. It came with a 2.0-liter engine that pushed out 130 horsepower. Maybe not mind-blowing by today's standards, but back then it felt like a rocket. So you can imagine. The BMW 2002, especially the turbocharged version, is highly sought after by European car enthusiasts, especially those interested in BMW's sporty cars. Although it was mass-produced, models in original condition are increasingly hard to find, especially since many have been modified. Believe it or not, the 2002 was almost an afterthought, created as a quick response to demand for sportier cars. And look where it got BMW. Number 6 needs no introduction. It's the Volkswagen Beetle. Known for its unique shape and affordability, it's instantly recognizable. And although it was very popular in the 60s, its appeal has never faded. The Volkswagen had a modest 1.1-liter engine producing 25 horsepower. And, well, it obviously wasn't about speed, it was about fun, simplicity, and, let's be honest, cuteness. Today, the Beetle is mostly sought after by classic car lovers and retro collectors who want a fun and stylish ride. Plus, with Europe's renewed interest in sustainable driving, some are even retrofitting Beetles with classic engines, giving these classics a new lease on life. And fun fact, the Beetle holds the record as the most manufactured car model ever, with over 21 million Beetles made. Now, that's a whole lot of bugs. Sliding in at number 5, we have the Jaguar E-Type, hailed by Enzo Ferrari himself as the most beautiful car ever made. This British beauty became known for its long hood, rounded curves, and incredible performance in the 60s. And trust us, there's a reason why the E-Type is still in high demand. With a 4.2-liter inline-6 engine producing 265 horsepower, the E-Type could hit speeds of up to 150 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its time, a real beast in the 60s. The E-Type was so admired that it's even in the New York Museum of Modern Art. How's that for a masterpiece? The E-Type was even one of the first cars with disc brakes all around. Classic. Fast forward to 2024 and the E-Type remains a top pick for collectors of British classics and design enthusiasts who value style as much as speed. At number 4, we have Alfa Romeo Spider, a car that brought Italian style to drivers around the world. Early models featured a 1.6-liter engine producing about 109 horsepower. Its lightweight body made it easy to use and quite responsive on rough roads. Fans of Italian sports cars and those who love convertible cruising in a classic style are drawn to the Spider. And something fun to note, the Spider's design was so loved that it was produced with minimal changes for almost 30 years. Iconic in every sense. Taking the number 3 spot is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, a car known for its iconic gull-wing doors. This luxury car wasn't just about looks, it was one of the most advanced cars of its time. The 300 SL featured a 3.0-liter straight-six engine with direct fuel injection, producing 215 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 163 miles per hour. Lovers of German engineering and luxury car collectors prize the 300 SL for its innovative features and rarity, as only 1,400 units were ever produced. Interestingly, the 300 SL gull-wing design was inspired by a race car and still became the fastest production car of its time. Legendary stuff. Taking the silver place at number 2 is the Ferrari 250 GTO. Now, this isn't just any car, it's one of the most valuable and exclusive classics in the world. Built for racing in the early 1960s, only 36 models were ever made between 1962 and 1964. That scarcity, combined with its winning track record and of course its looks, made it a hot demand for collectors. With only a handful of these beauties left, the Ferrari 250 GTO has a high-level value that only grows with time. In Europe, owning one isn't just about having a car, it's about having prestige and owning a piece of a legacy. In 2018, a 250 GTO was sold at auction for a record-breaking $48 million. Yes, $48 million, making it one of the most expensive cars ever sold. Taking first place is the Porsche 911 from the 1970s. Known for its distinctive round headlights and impressive engine design, the 911 has steadily been in Porsche's lineup for decades. In the 1970s, this car represented speed and style. It was miles ahead of its time. It will interest you to know that the 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera RS is one of the most collectible models. Of course, it shouldn't be too surprising, as its impressive features have made it a legend among car enthusiasts. Today, the 911 continues to attract buyers who appreciate its racing heritage and timeless design. It's a car that turns heads just as much today as it did 50 years ago, making it highly sought after by collectors and fans alike. Well, there you have it, Europe's top 10 most wanted classic cars in 2024. These cars aren't just vehicles, they're historical in every sense, representing some of the finest achievements in design, engineering, and importantly, culture. So, whether they're parked in a collector's garage or racing on the roads, each of these cars symbolizes style, professionalism, and technology that only gets better with age. But what about you? Which of these classic legends appeals to you the most? And did we miss any car that you think should have made the list? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more rides into the world of classic cars and automotive legends.